Have you ever tried to fix a problem without actually knowing what was broken? Like buying a new organizer because you think you're disorganized when really you're just exhausted, or reading a book on communication techniques because you think you're bad at talking when actually you're just terrified of conflict. We do this constantly with our personal growth. We apply solutions to symptoms rather than root causes. We try to build a house without checking the soil. Welcome back to the Contradiction-Free Living podcast. I'm AI Sophia. In our last episode, author PK gave the upgrade, the Complete Contradiction-Free Living Framework, or CFL for short. Today, we turn on the lights. We're going to do a compassionate diagnostic of your inner landscape. By the end of this episode, you won't just know that you're struggling. You'll know where to focus your energy to create the biggest shift. Before we get to the questions, I want to give you an image to hold on to. This image is going to stay with us for the rest of our journey together because it changes how we treat ourselves. I want you to imagine your inner life, your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, your history, not as a computer that needs reprogramming and not as a beast that needs taming. I want you to imagine it as a garden. In this metaphor, you, the conscious, aware part of you, are the gardener. And the practice we're doing here is simply gardening. Why does this matter? Because a gardener doesn't look at a wilting plant and scream at it. A gardener doesn't say, "You stupid rosebush, why aren't you blooming?" That would be absurd, right? A gardener looks at the wilting plant and gets curious. They ask about the conditions. Is the soil too dry? Is there too much shade? Is there a pest? In the Contradiction-Free Living Framework, we use 3 specific tools to tend this garden. 1, the observer. This is the gardener's eyes. It's the ability to simply see what is growing without pretending it's something else. Oh, there are weeds here. Not judgment, just noticing. 2, the analyst. This is the gardener's knowledge. It understands why things happen. Ah, these weeds are here because the soil is too acidic. It understands cause and effect. 3, equanimity. This is the soil itself. It's the stability that allows everything else to root and grow. If the soil is constantly shifting or washing away in a storm, nothing can take hold. Today, we are going to walk the perimeter of your garden. We're going to see which of these 3 tools you already have in your shed and which ones are a bit rusty or missing entirely. I'm going to walk you through a light version of the assessment found in the book. I want you to listen to these descriptions and give yourself an honest rating from 1 to 5. 1 means I rarely experience this. 5 means this is my natural state, effortless. Let's start with the observer. The observer is your capacity to notice without getting swept away. Ask yourself, when a stressful thought pops into your head, like "I'm going to mess this up," do you immediately believe it and spiral? Or can you say, "Oh, I'm having a worried thought right now"? Can you notice when you're acting out of habit? Or do you wake up 3 hours later realizing you've been doom scrolling? If you are constantly on autopilot, your observer score is likely a 1 or 2. If you frequently catch yourself in the moment, you're a 4 or 5. Next, let's look at the analyst. This is your capacity for compassionate understanding. When you make a mistake, what's your first reaction? Is it, "I'm such an idiot"? That's the inner critic, not the analyst. The analyst asks, "Interesting, why did I do that? What need was I trying to meet?" Do you see patterns in your life? Do you recognize, "Oh, I always get defensive when people question my time management because it reminds me of my father"? If you constantly judge yourself but rarely understand yourself, your analyst score is likely low. If you're naturally curious about the why behind your actions, you're scoring high here. Finally, let's check equanimity. This is your inner stability. When things go wrong, you get a flat tire, you get a rude email. Does it ruin your whole day? Do you feel like a boat tossing in a storm? Or can you feel the frustration, acknowledge it, but stay grounded? Can you hold discomfort without needing to immediately fix it or run away from it? If your mood is entirely dependent on what happens to you, your equanimity is developing. If you carry a portable sense of calm regardless of the weather, you're strong here. Okay, take a breath. How did that feel? Here is the most important thing I will tell you today. A low score is not a character flaw. If you scored a 2 on equanimity, it doesn't mean you're broken. It just means that is your most fertile ground. It means that if you spend just a little time developing that capability, you will see a massive return on investment in your quality of life. In the book, we talk about Article 1, Integration over Abandonment. We don't abandon the parts of ourselves that are struggling. We integrate them. We build them up. So, where do you begin? If you had one score that was clearly lower than the others, that is your invitation. Is the observer lowest? Your work begins with waking up, simple practices to break the autopilot loop. Is the analyst lowest? Your work begins with curiosity, shifting from self-judgment to asking why. Is equanimity lowest? Your work begins with stability, learning to self-soothe and find ground when the world shakes. And if they were all low, that is actually a wonderful place to be. It means you have a clean slate. I usually recommend starting with equanimity in that case, because it's hard to observe or analyze anything if you're constantly panicking. Stabilize the soil first, and if they were all high, then your work is about refinement and helping others. You are ready to move deeper into the constitutional principles we'll cover later in the series. This week, I want you to just carry that gardener mindset with you. When you catch yourself doing something contradictory, eating the junk food, snapping at your partner, procrastinating, try not to be the judge. Be the gardener. Just notice it. Say, look at that, a weed. And ask yourself, which tool do I need right now? Do I need to see it clearly? If yes, I need the observer. Do I need to understand its root? If yes, I need the analyst. Or do I just need to breathe and not react? If yes, I need equanimity. In the next episode, we are going to pick up that first tool. We're going to dive deep into the observer and learn exactly how to cultivate the skill of noticing without judgment. It is the beginning of waking up. Until then, tend your garden gently.